my channel English Lovers by Honeyd. So we are going to resume from the same uh, where we left. Mm. Yeah, let me see. Let me see. I'm a little late today. I'm not feeling fine. A little bit of sneezing, little bit of just because somebody actually switched on the AC, even in Radhe Radhe, Ram Ram, Ram Ram Ji, Ram Ram Ji. How do you know last year? Yeah, yeah. No, like I didn't do the fasting. It's not easy for me to actually go like that. I won't lie. I don't do fasting. I do prayers. I don't believe in actually leaving my food. I don't believe in that. But I do believe that we should worship every day. Mhm. Fasting is not healthy, in my opinion. Fasting is healthy, actually. Fasting is healthy, but yes, feed your soul with prayers. Yeah, fasting is healthy, but for some time, I would say that if you are, I'm a kind of foodie person, so I don't like to actually keep myself like that. In my young time, I used to keep the fast for, reaching to certain goals in life. So as you can see the smile on my face, then you can understand what kind of goals were those. So so I used to do the fasting, but nowadays I don't prefer to do that. Because I believe if you really want to do hard work, then you need the good diet. And if you're not getting your diet, then definitely it is going to cause you a lot of concern when it comes to your health. So let's begin the today's session by the first collocation of the day, that is implement a plan. Implement a plan. Implementation, we know that what we say, we need to implement that. We need to bring it into action. If there would be some kind of sneezing sound, just understand that, and I'm not well today, but I'm trying to actually keep it regular. And I'm also keeping in mind that later on I will create a schedule and I will come live accordingly, so that whomsoever is getting the benefit from me, then definitely they will have a schedule that they accordingly their schedule can actually make up their time available for coming like and taking the class. Yeah. So the first one is implement a plan. As we were doing something yesterday, I just want to relate to the context that we were actually talking about. We were talking about the collocations. Collocations are the co-located words which are usually used together so that we can make our statements, we can make our speaking affirmative, implement, apply. Implement, apply. Yeah. Implement means to apply or put it into action. Yeah. Put into action also. Today I haven't. I'm not that well, so that's why I did not open my YouTube. Uh, but I do uploaded did that thing. Like I uploaded my a short video. Give me a second, okay? I just want to get. Yeah, yeah, it's perfectly live. We are live from Canada, and we are talking about the allocations. Allocations which are necessary for everyone, which are necessary for everyone. If I have to write anything in the chat, then definitely I would. Yeah, you have seen that. Oh, thank you. Thanks for watching it. I don't know, like when I started actually uploading the shorts, they were working really well. Like in the beginning, I was getting 3,000 views, 2,000 views, 1,000 views, 1,500 views. But all of a sudden, it dropped. When I started doing the live sessions, it dropped all of a sudden. I don't know, like, I don't use any kind of strategy to actually make it work. I saw some of the videos to make it work, but I don't bother that much. I believe that I'm doing it for pleasure, and I don't know, like when God is going to, you know, give a yes to that, like my channel will propel like a rocket. So yeah, so implement a plan. So I don't have a particular plan, but implement a plan is the collocation that we are talking about right now. It is something like we put something into action, put a plan into action. When we are putting a plan into action, we are implementing the plan. There are lots of plans that government used to actually provide us, but they never actually implement those plans. Not never, I would say that many governments try to do it, but most of the time their plans usually get failed. Okay, so implement a plan would be put a plan into action. The manager implemented a plan to improve productivity. So we make plans every day that this way maybe my life is going to be better. I also told Indian friends to subscribe. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to letting people know that there is someone who can help them out also. I'm telling you, like I'm very much thankful and I appreciate the people like who are really into learning. My main motive is to actually provide as much as help as possible when I'm coming live. But when it comes to the one-to-one classes, then it becomes little difficult for me because when I started taking the classes, it was little difficult to go with the both the schedules coming live on the YouTube. So that's why I was not at all coming live at uh, this place. But I was trying to teach my students offline at that time. But now it would be like I'm feeling like I'm getting addicted to it. I don't know why. So yeah, implement a plan would be putting a plan into action. The manager implemented a plan, or we have to implement, and I need to implement my plan also. Like whatever plan I would create in the future for actually make it work. So that's how implement a plan. We can use implement a plan accordingly. That yeah. Okay, the next one. The next one is draw a schedule. Draw or schedule. There are both pronunciations. We know that schedule or schedule, both are correct. I must tell you. But if we say schedule, I try to use it for the verb form. But when it comes to schedule, I use it as a noun. So when it comes to a schedule, draw up a schedule. Draw up a schedule. That means to prepare a timetable. So yeah, from my childhood, I like to draw up the schedules, but it is very difficult to actually stick to them. Um, but we need to. We need to. If we are preparing for some kind of examination, particularly um, defense-related examination, I was preparing for the Army, Navy, and the Air Force at the same time. When I was preparing that one, I got a habit that to create the timetables and the schedules. But most of the time, it is like that. The people do not work on them, but I tried to work on that all those timetables as it was important for bringing some changes in my health as well. Now, for example, like we were taught, like if you are getting the fever, you have to draw up a schedule where you are going to put uh, your running as an exercise to do during the time when you are having the fever. 2 rounds, then your fever is gone. So you don't need to worry about going to the doctors or somebody else. You need to be sturdy, you need to be hard, you need to be strong and a firm. Um, yeah, that's how it is. A little bit, when I'm coughing also, I'm having some pain in my head. Headache, sorry, not pain, headache. So draw up a schedule means to prepare a timetable. They drew up a schedule to see draw, drew, drawn. Whatsoever verb you're gonna use it accordingly the tense or whatever tense that you are talking about and whichever period of time you're talking about. So there you're gonna use it accordingly. Draw up a schedule, that means to prepare a timetable. They drew up a schedule to finish the project on time. So finish the project on time. Let me just unzoom it. I'll keep it there. Come on. Old schools are always like facing some trouble with, fixing up the screens. Come on. Come on, buddy. This side. Okay. Yeah, got it finally. Got it finally. So what I'm talking about is draw up a schedule. We did it already. Draw up a schedule. And now we are going to talk about the next one. Next one is stick to the schedule. Obviously, when you draw up a schedule, we need to stick to the schedule also, whatever plan, whatever timetable that we prepare. Otherwise, it's of no use. Otherwise, it's of no use to create the timetable, but not to work on that one. What's the benefit of that? So stick to the schedule. Uh, we'll write over there. Stick to the come on. Stick to the schedule. Yeah. When we say stick to the schedule that we are going to, what we're going to do is we are going to follow up the plan, that whatever plan we have created. Sticking to the schedule means we are following up the whatever plan or whatever schedule that we have created. Students should stick to that plan to complete the assignments or whatever assigned work is given. We need to have a certain timetable or the schedule drew up or drawn up, and we need to stick to that particular schedule as well. It's not only making the schedule, it is not only drawing up the schedule, but also we need to stick to the schedule. So what we are talking about, my uh, particular collocation is written in the chat, that is stick to the schedule. Come to the chat and check it out, whatever collocation we are talking about. And I hope, Manche, you are getting it, what I'm saying. So stick to the schedule would be follow up the plan or whatever plan you have created it. Created, not created it, created. Then we have the next one, that is exercise control over. Exercise exercise control over. What I don't like about this particular thing is there are lots of people, when you are actually okay, you can do the P, don't worry, Brad Pitt. Exercise control over. Sorry, forgot to. Exercise control over means like when you are trying to uh, regulate something or manage something. So there are no problem. So there are many people when it comes to starting your life in Canada, you will have to actually come under and work under. So when you have to work under those people or as far as the training that you're gonna get, then definitely they will exercise a lot of control over you. Exercise lot of control over you. That means that's how the use is. Exercise control over. That means they will manage you. They will regulate things in you or whatsoever your values are, they will try to actually let you know that there you can't do this stuff, that stuff. That's how it is exercising control over work. Or parents need to exercise control over their children's screen time, something which is not good. If there is something bad that you want to control that stuff, then you can use that one. Um, Teachers do not exercise control over the screen time which they use at home. Teachers do not exercise a control over the screen time thus the children actually are addicted to. Okay, in that sense also, what happen if it doesn't flush? What happen if doesn't flush? It will smell bad, first of all, and you need to flush it out somehow. Manage, bro. Manage, Brad Pitt. Manage. It'll smell bad otherwise. My God, I need to do the parenting as well here. Home Alone. I maybe add water in the bucket. Use logic. Yeah, yeah. But why to bother about the teacher and dad? Oh yeah. Anyways, so then careful consideration. Careful consideration. When we say careful consideration, we need to like when we are giving the second thought to anything. Careful consideration, that means you should give the careful consideration to what you have said or what is like expected from you. There we can use it like that. Okay, I will write it over there. Careful consideration. Careful consideration means thoughtful evaluation. When you're giving the thoughtful evaluate means to analyze things. When you evaluate things, you see the nook and corner of each and every detail. So when you see the nook and corner of every detail, then you get to know like, yeah, I have to be careful about this. So that's what it means. Careful consideration means that. So thoughtful evaluation, when you have to give the thoughtful evaluation, and then when you do that, after the careful consideration, she accepted the job offer because she had to analyze whether it is good one, whether the salary is good or not, or am I getting the proper hours to work or not? If I'm getting any kind of emolument or any kind of perks alongside or not, or am I being paid CPP or insurance of any other kind or not. So everything, every nook and corner, when you are going to check it out, then that means you're doing the careful consideration of each and every nook and corner, every point. So when you are doing it, that's fine. As thoughtful evaluation, after careful consideration, she accepted the job offer. A teacher and the dad after all. I really like that kind of stuff. I'm telling you. It's okay. Let them do whatever they want to do. Anyways, now next one. Next one is uh very beautiful one. Put their ideas into practice. These are get kind of repetitive one. Like when you are making a schedule, when you're drawing up a schedule, you have to stick to the schedule. When you are having a kind of idea, then you need to put the ideas into practice as well. Put their ideas into practice. And politicians are the people who, whatever ideas they have, they do not put, please. Hope trolls gives a thumbs. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, so apply the thoughts or plans. That means application of your thoughts is necessary when it comes to put their ideas into practice. It means apply the thoughts, plans. Whatever plans you make, whatever thoughts you have, if you're not putting them into action, it's of no use. Put your plans into the action. The team, the team was able to put their ideas into practice successfully. put their ideas into practice. Yeah, put their ideas into practice. When we put the ideas into the practice, then it means we are applying the thoughts and the plans. So the team was able to put the ideas into practice successfully. Now, the next one, a bold experiment. Bold experiment. What do you mean by a bold experiment? Bold is something which is quite bold, very risky, or kind of courageous. Somebody who's courageous can be called as bold person, can be like outspoken. Somebody who's outspoken can be that. What do you think about it? Like vivid. Vivid picture is a big picture, or would say that big paraphrase there. Yeah, vivid, kind of bold, courageous, and who doesn't care about anything, like when doing like some kind of risk somebody's taking. And even from the collocation, it is quite clear. A bold experiment, a bold experiment. When the experiment is bold itself, that means it is filled up with the risk, adventure as well. So when there is bold experiment, it is filled with adventure as well as risk. So somebody who takes the bold experiment or does the bold experiment is very courageous, let me tell you. The scientists conducted a bold experiment in the lab, or, you know, taking those what we say spoiled kids outside to play is a kind of bold experiments that teacher tried to do, because they had the habit to run away from the school. That's how, I should not say spoiled one, I would say that naughty kids or mischievous ones, or they are used to be mischievous kids. So if the mischievous people are there and you're trying to actually help them out somewhere, and they, that there are chances, there is a tendency that they can run away from the place, that means you're taking the brat. Yeah, brat can be the brats. Those brats, you know should be taken care of. So that's how it is, like taking a risk. So there you're doing a bold experiment. You're doing a bold experiment. Teachers do lots of bold experiments to make the Brad Brad Pitt. Leave it. It's okay. Leave it. Strongly influence or strong influence. We can say that strongly influenced or strong influence. Strong, strong influence. Strong influence. Okay. Have a powerful effect of something would be strongly influenced, or strongly influence. So teachers can strongly influence students' career choices. Teachers can strongly influence students' career choices. Students, I would tell you that something very beautiful. When we say Teachers' Day, many people write Teachers' Day like this. It would be for single teacher, Teachers' Day. Okay. But when we say Teachers' Day, all the teachers have the same day. Then we say teachers, then apostrophe, then day. It should be the right way to write it. Teachers' Day. Whenever you are writing it on your like cards, or whatever greeting cards that you create or make yourself for your teachers, you should write it like this: Teachers' Day. You should not write Teachers' Day, one teacher day. It is Teachers' Day. So when we say Teachers' Day, apostrophe has to be after the sound, after S, what we say, S alphabet. Then we say after strongly influence, like which is the teachers can strongly influence students' career choices. Then highly recommend. Highly recommend. What would you highly recommend? Any comment on that? What would you highly recommend uh, to your friends? what are the different things in our life that we can recommend to our friends? What are the different things that we can recommend to our parents or our elders, or can be like good friends of ours? Can we recommend anyone something like highly, something we can recommend? Like we can strongly suggest. It means strongly suggest. What we can strongly suggest to someone? We can strongly suggest to someone to avoid doing something, you know, or we can suggest somebody like to see something which is quite amazing. Like when we're talking to our friends and we say, "Oh my God, have you seen that place? You should definitely visit." Instead of saying you should definitely visit, stay away from something bad. A sheep window. Okay, fine. Okay, what are we talking about? We are talking about very important stuff. Very important. I was actually into the why the heck? I don't know. So highly recommend. Like we highly recommend people to do something good in life. So in case you want to recommend somebody to see some place, you can say that I highly recommend visiting the museum. Why, like which is in when you're in the Paris or no problem, no problem, all good. I'm good. Cross focus. How are you? Nice to see you. Happy to see you. Okay. Then we have the next one that is create the atmosphere. Create the atmosphere. Create the atmosphere. So it is required if you really want to improve your English, you need to create the atmosphere at home itself, or create the ambience like that that you are going to people around you who would speak English, who would help you out to improve your English. So that is like creating the mood or the environment. So when you're creating or setting up a mood or environment, that means you are creating the atmosphere. So candles and the soft music create the relaxing atmosphere, obviously. I like the sound of the raindrops while I sleep. So I what I do when I try to sleep, even 2 o'clock or 2:30, what I do is I used to uh, switch on to the music, which is like 1 hour music, particularly dedicated to rain sound. Then when I hear that sound, then I feel sleepy. Then I sleep soundly. I like to sleep like that. Yeah. Now, when we say I pink guy, a pink guy, real nature leaders should create the atmosphere in the work environment. Natural leaders. Yeah, I would say that true leaders, not real natural. I would say true leaders should create the atmosphere in the work environment. And what kind of environment? It should be good environment. Nice statement, Menche. Nice statement. Real natural leaders. Wow. Real also, natural also, both are adjectives that you have used. Nice way to actually represent the leaders. And that's how when we are adding these adjective words, or when we are adding some kind of what we say qualifiers, then you know uh, it becomes it becomes cherry on the cake. It becomes a cherry on the cake, let me tell you. So next is offer constructive criticism. Offer constructive constructive criticism. Offer constructive criticism. Next one is offer constructive criticism. So when we say like constructive criticism, it is to build up the person. It is not for actually like pulling, or it should not be to belittle someone or something like that. If somebody says something like that, then definitely you need to take a stand. Your friend should take the stand for you, or you should take the stand for yourself. It doesn't matter whatsoever condition is, you need to take the stand. But if somebody is offering you constructive feedback or constructive criticism, then you need to take it in the positive way. So give helpful feedback. It means to give helpful feedback. Good mentors offer constructive criticism to help growth. So when I had multiple students, what I used to do was I was using AI to check the answer sheets also sometimes. But I used to read their paper. I like to read papers, and then I would offer them the constructive criticism. But nowadays, people even don't want to listen to any kind of criticism. When they want to get applauded, they want to say that, yeah, my work is best, everything is good. They don't want to listen anything bad comment or something which is said against the person's written article or written particular letter, essay, whatsoever. They don't want to listen to that thing. They want to say that what is good in it. Yeah, even we need to talk about that also. Bright side and dark side, both things we need to talk about whenever we are giving a criticism to someone or constructive criticism to somebody. There are two possible ways to use this. Offer constructive criticism. She offered me destructive criticism. You can use it in either way. When you did not get like proper feedback, you can tell it to your friends. Yeah, my teacher did not give me constructive feedback or constructive criticism. She gave me actually destructive one. So I did not like her idea to give me the destructive feedback. So we should not actually give the destructive feedback to anyone in the world. Concurrency, challenge, and criticism are only way to improve a business. Yeah, definitely. In your home, yeah, definitely, definitely. Without having the criticism, let me tell you, um, when somebody in your life will not tell you that you are not rich, you will not try to do something. I'm telling you in anything. So when somebody criticizes you in any sense, yeah, you don't know how to do it. And if somebody would say that you don't know how to go for the live classes or you don't know how to take the live online sessions on the YouTube, I would say that if I am stubborn, if I know that I want to reach to that certain pedestal of my life and pedestal goal of my life, anyway, whichsoever it is, then I would definitely continue. It is like the criticism, but that criticism, you are the one who will take the criticism in any direction. You can take even the destructive criticism in the positive way. You can take it as a challenge and just go for it. Just even I would say that when somebody said that you can't compete with me, I would say that you are happy. You are the one. You are the champ. Because I don't think so. We need to compete with anyone else because we all are best. We all human beings are best, and we need to find that particular niche of ours and we need to reach to that point. Every person has, capability. Whomsoever work outside the house and knows that how to earn the bread and livelihood, and who knows that what is the value of working at some other place and making food and everything, they all are champs. If somebody stays at home and is even the couch potato, if you are going to, pinch the person and you will give the constructive criticism to that person also, that person is also going to get improved later. We need to give like fathers are those you know creatures on this planet who usually give the feedback which more often is taken as negative feedback, but that feedback really works wonder for the kids. And if we are going to actually respect our parents that way, have you ever about cultivation of mushrooms for food? Cultivation of mushrooms? Cultivation of mushrooms? Cultivation or making? I do make mushrooms at home um, because I like the sound when I actually bite them. I like the kind of sound that gets created. Mushrooms are good. I'm telling you, they are good. But not the wild mushrooms. Those are not good for health. Fungus. What kind of name is it? We ever fungus. I mean, have you ever grown? If you're using have, it should be third form of verb that is grown. I mean, have you ever grown mushrooms? No, I never did. I never did. Wild mushrooms are not good for health. Yeah, what I heard is like if those are like grown like weed, for example, I have seen that many of them in the playground also, those are not good for health. I don't think so. Those are good for health. But when those are actually prepared somewhere, like I do know about a little bit of the cultivation because one of my students, he was a farmer, and he used to tell me that we used to do that, like like they used to do the cultivation of mushrooms in Punjab. So, like poly bags and polythene, like a tarpaulin, everything is used to create the whole kind of cultivation for that. I don't know like how you used to do that one, but he was telling me something about it. But I really like that one. There's a lot of poisonous mushroom. Yeah. There are a lot of poisonous mushrooms in Canada. Some look like edible one. And um, like I heard a kind of saying by someone like earlier, we should not eat anything until or unless we know its benefits, or if we don't know like what nutrition value it would give us, then I think we should not eat. It always depends. It always depends where the mushrooms grow. Here in Germany, mushrooms hunting is a big thing. Oh, nice. Nice to know that. You're from Germany? Truffles are expensive and great value. Hmm. See, as far as my taste is concerned, I don't go for that much of these mushrooms. I go for something like more of the black grams. Okay, the black gram, if you know. Yeah, I'm from East mushrooms. East mushrooms? You're from East Germany. I'm from originally I'm from India, but I'm living presently in Canada. To be exact, I'm from Punjab. So the menche that you're talking about, truffles, I think those are those kind of mushrooms which grow under the trees. So which are actually not good for health. I love to cultivate mushrooms on beach wood. Okay. Okay, anyways, let's go back to the topic, please. Once again, we are actually running away from the topic. Okay, offer constructive criticism. A lasting impression on. Next is a lasting impression. I heard that Germany's currency is very good. As far as money is concerned, I know that. A lasting impression on. So Germany's currency has a lasting impression on my mind. Make someone remember you. To make someone remember you, that means you're giving a lasting impression on someone. Like something can give you the lasting impression, you know. So something that can give you the lasting impression. So make someone remember you. Her speech left a lasting impression on the audience. Her speech left a lasting impression. The teacher was teaching in the class and something said so ferociously and in a positive way. Teacher did make a lasting impression on the kids. So really the lasting one. We often talk about the first impressions, the lasting here it is not last impression, it is lasting. Lasting means long lasting. It won't end up. That means everlasting. It won't end up at all. It means that, Menche. It doesn't mean really the lasting one. So we are here. We are not talking about the first impression, that the beginning impression. Here we are not talking about the beginning and the ending impression. We are talking about the impression which would stay throughout the life. That is lasting impression. So her speech left a lasting impression on the audience. That means the speech actually really impressed the audience, that they got the whole speech, word by word by word, even the alphabet by alphabet. They knew that what her intentions were. I remember my speech. I gave the speech to my students on empathy, and I took the book of Shiv Khera. I remember one of the author, and he's a motivational speaker as well. And I when it was of black color cover, and all that was written in the book was filled with lots of examples of motivation and all that. I took the example of a balloon only. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to waste your time. Don't worry. But I really like the word that was used in the speech, that was empathy. Empathy, we need to have empathy as well as sympathy for people. Empathy means it's very difficult to reach their point, like to reach be there where they are. Okay. To wear the same boots or same shoes. Okay. We can't be in the same shoes sometimes, but we need to. We should. Lasting impression. Okay. Let me bring my laptop little nearer. Okay. Then the next one on the chart, we have pass new laws related to. To create the legal regulation means pass new laws related to. Can you please make a statement by that? I will write over there. If you will be able to, I'll be more than happy. I'll be more than happy. I'll write that. Pass new laws relating to. Have you ever heard that before? Have you ever seen that before? Have you ever read that before? Have you ever heard that before in any podcast? What kind of podcast do you like to listen to? What kind of podcast you usually hear? I think so in the news. I think so in the news. Oh yeah, pass new laws relating to. Like how would we use it? Like create, it means create legal regulations. The government the government passed new laws relating to the online privacy. A lot of French Canadian ones. Oh yeah, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Let me tell you. There is a newspaper in India which is quite costly. I used to read the newspaper, and most of the news were from south side of India. And the name of the newspaper is The Hindu. The Hindu. Very beautiful one. Let me tell you. All the kind of words that have been used there. Ian and Frank is my favorite one, but I don't know if there is subtitle in English. I would definitely look for that. Look for that. I would definitely look for that. I don't know if there is. There would be definitely. There would be definitely. Yeah. Anyways, so can we make a statement by that? Like the government, I told you that the government passed new laws relating to the privacy, sorry, online privacy. My bad, my bad. Okay. The next one on the chat is face severe conditions, severe weather conditions, face severe weather condition, severe, severe weather condition, severe weather the conditions. You know where we have the severe weather conditions or the tough weather conditions? Where we severe weather conditions. Face severe weather conditions. When we face severe weather conditions, we experience dangerous weather. Have you ever seen the dangerous weather anywhere? I have seen. I have worked outside in minus 40 as well. So I think tsunami, for example. Yeah, severe weather condition, that is also even the um, minus 40 temperature. And even minus 40 temperature is bearable if there is no wind blowing. If the wind is blowing, you can't actually even stand over there. I'm telling you. It becomes difficult. Then you need to be having a good clothing, better clothing, suitable clothing, appropriate clothing. And if you don't have that, it'll be difficult for you. Then sailors often face severe weather conditions at sea. Stick together? Oh, really? Stick together? Yeah. I'm just checking out. No, no. I was just checking. Oh my God, those like your nostrils stick together. And minus. No, it's not like that. I use the muffler and the toques also are very good. And even the gloves, those are thermal gloves that we use. Like they don't provide us. We used to buy our own gloves. Not right now. I got it. I got it. I saw your message later, actually, 8 at minus 40. Yeah. So when we work in the minus 40, and I usually used to work alone at the night, then it's a kind of nice environment. I'm telling you, the environment is really fine. And you're not bothered about anything. You're not bothered about even, kind of cringy people. But there are cringy people in the at the start of the day. So, but throughout the night, you are alone there, you are working just that's really nice. I really like that kind of environment. But though it like I face severe weather conditions many a times. Have an obligation to. Next is have an obligation. Obligation. How we say it? Obligation. Obligation to. Have an obligation to. Have an, that means like have some tea. Like the way we say have some tea, we say have an obligation to have a condition for doing something, have an be required to do something. When you have a condition to follow, a protocol to follow, you say have an obligation to. I have an obligation to actually stay at home just because my parents told me. I have an obligation to. So be required to do something. We have an obligation to protect the environment. Obviously, it's our duty. When it is the must thing to do, then we can use obligation. So we have an obligation to protect the environment. We have the obligation to protect the environment. Am I right? Oh, pause it. Yeah, it can be paused. What is this? Use. You touch on. What is that? Eh. So have an obligation to means that you have something to do or required to do urgently. When something is urgently required to be done, there we use an obligation to. I have an obligation to complete the assignment till tomorrow. An obligation to. Absolutely essential. That's really nice. I'm telling you. Absolutely essential or vital. Yeah, I often see I have a legal obligation to. Yeah, we have the legal obligation to, you know, to throw our garbage only in the garbage bins allotted to us, not in the neighbors' garbage bins. So we have the legal obligation to do that. If we are doing it wrongly, we can be sued, we can be threatened, we can be warned. We will be given a warning in the beginning, but later on, if we are going to repeat the whole stuff, definitely they will take some action against us. Da 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 da. So absolutely essential. So it is absolutely essential. That means it is extremely important. If something is extremely important, there we use absolutely essential or absolutely vital. Water is water. Water. Water is absolute water. Water. Water is absolutely essential for human survival. Water is absolutely essential for keeping yourself hydrated. Absolutely essential. We need to drink at least 2 to 3 liters. I I used to do that, but not regularly. I can't do it regularly. I don't know. I like even the taste of the water sometime. I don't know how it is possible, but many people won't agree to me. There are chances that you can, have the water being tasted. I don't like the water. You don't like the water? Why? I do. Mhm. Okay. So because it is only bottle one. Okay, bottle one. I prefer when it comes to even bottled water. I don't like Aquafina. I don't know why. I like Corpel water. I like the Corpel bottle. Aquafina is good, but I don't know. I don't like the taste. I like the taste of Corpel water. Very cold, I like cold water. And I heard somewhere that if you're going to drink a lot of cold water, even in the cold, you won't age that much. It is like that. It happens. It is worth working on, let me tell you. Don't try that at home. Okay. So irreversible climate change. Irreversible climate change. Next is irreversible, irreversible climate change. Irreversible climate change, that means something which cannot be reversed, which is permanent, or which has a permanent damage. Okay. So permanent damage to the climate would be irreversible climate change. So we have seen the irreversible climate change even after, when the corona period came, people stayed at home and even the sky was clear, everything was neat and tidy. But once they got to know that the corona is gone, people have started, spoiling the environment again. And we have seen irreversible climate change since then and before as well. Before Corona and after Corona, we did not stop. And we were so happy to see the Himalayas. We were so happy to see the Himalayas from the home itself because the sky was so clear. There was no car outside. And if there is no car outside, even the birds came out to, see the clouds and everything. And the birds came out of their dens and all, their nest and all. Sorry, not dens. Yeah, it was nearby. It's nearby. It's not that far away from us. Not far away from us. I love that. Even my one of my wishes to actually go to Badrinath, Bholenath. So if I'll get that chance, definitely I would from India, but from Canada, definitely. But I don't know, like why I feel whenever I'm alone and like when I work at night, then I feel that God is around me. The same deities are around me and they watch me that whether I'm working good or not. So yeah, the aura is different. Let me tell you, when you will visit these places, the aura, the ambience, and everything is fantastic. You can't actually, you will be mesmerized. You will completely mesmerized by the kind of beauty that we have over there in India. Let me tell you. So right now, somehow, both places, Himachal and Punjab, both are under the radar of the natural disasters, but those are man-created, I would say that. Somebody has created that. We feel like that. So vehicle emissions or carbon emissions. That's really nice. Let me tell you. Carbon footprints or carbon emissions. Carbon footprints are of each individual that lives in a certain country. So carbon emissions, like whatever carbon emissions are coming out of the cars, pollution from the vehicle. Whatever pollution whatever pollution any person creates is the carbon footprints of the person. So carbon emission, the vehicle emissions would be the pollution from the vehicles itself. So when the vehicles create a lot of pollution, just in Tamil Nadu, they got so many temples, many beautiful things in India, but a lot of crowded streets in big cities. Uh, I don't know like what has been telecasted on the media, but I must tell you that we should see each corner of the country because we know that the population is too much, but all the people are welcoming when it comes to I don't know now what's the scenario, but whenever I had visited these places, it's always nice to visit such places. I don't know. I remember when my um, all the members were alive and brother, father, sister, they were there. And my mother was also there at that time. And we all were there. And we went to Rishikesh. Rishikesh is a very beautiful, beautiful place. Very beautiful one, let me tell you. But just because when we plan to create the buildings where actually nature has not allowed you to make the buildings, and definitely those would be thrashed by the nature. The nature actually splashed some of its water on those buildings, and those buildings were destroyed. So that's how the what we say the wrath of the nature comes to play when you don't listen to the nature, when you don't respect the nature. And I'm really into that one. I love nature. Yeah, it's okay. We'll talk someday. Don't worry. I'm quite young. I'm just 37. All good. All good. All good. It's okay. Anyways, let's go on to the topic. Alternative energy sources. Alternative energy sources. energy sources. Alternative energy sources would be um, mind god, mind got bland. So alternative energy sources, renewable or non-renewable or non-traditional energy. Renewable or non-traditional energy, which is not traditional but renewable, which like solar or wind, sorry, solar or wind power are alternative energy sources, like which we can create on our own. Solar panels and hydroelectricity. Yeah, you got it right. You got it. You are the man. You the champ. You the champ. Okay. Here we have the next one that is eco-friendly design. Eco-friendly design, that means eco is from ecology. Ecology means environment. That means it is environment friendly structure. When we have the eco-friendly design, very nice one, very nice collocation. Eco-friendly design. Okay. Eco-friendly design. What is eco-friendly design? Environment-friendly design. Whatever we make or whatever things we invent, we should actually consider that whether our design is eco-friendly or not. Is it going to harm the environment, or is it going to boost the environment, or it is going to be the plus point for the environment? Have you heard the news? I saw one reel from there was a black boy. He was a very nice person, and he was actually trying to explain that plastic helps us to make petroleum, or what we say, gas. I don't know like how he was saying it, but he went missing after that particular like revelation. Like when he revealed the whole stuff, like we heard that the people said that he has been missing. I saw the reel last week there. Just check it out. Like it was really amazing that the governments, they say that the governments do not actually let people know the truth. Mm, don't know, I should actually say it on YouTube or not, but I had seen that stuff. The plastic can make the gas for the cars. Just because the people should not, people would become rich, people, it would be affordable for everyone to actually go like this. That's why they are not letting it know. Or maybe they know it, but they don't want to reveal it. Or didn't know that one, but they got to know now. I don't know. Then we have that eco-friendly I was talking about, the new building features and eco-friendly design. The new building features and eco-friendly design. So that's how it is. Then we have find a solution to the problem. We need to find the solution to this problem. Find a solution. These are the collocations. Let me tell you that they most probably would help those students who are preparing for the ELTS examination. They will be able to actually speak something, and they will be having some phrases to be used. And after knowing that there are a lot of things that government doesn't want to know, or some industry, everything is business. Yeah, the whole world is. That's why I believe that spiritual world is better than this world. Once we reach to that world, when once we touch that particular sphere of the world, becomes totally different, let me tell you. Nothing becomes important, and nothing looks or seems to be important once you are actually touched by the hand of God. And when and it will happen only when He wants it. Um, no, I'm yawning too much today. Now, the next one is we were doing some areas should never be a question of money, but I'm just lunatic with great values. It's okay. You know, these people who are lunatics, they are the people who actually live the life rather than those people who call themselves, you know, there was a certain drama line. I was actually teaching my students Merchant of Venice. Um, I remember that in that one, the visages. So people try to, have such kind of visages as disguised as somebody who's very intelligent, but actually they are not. The people who are really intelligent, they will be so humble. They will be so humble. They won't care about if the people are, going to make fun of them or not. So lunatics are the people actually who don't care, who don't give a damn about the society. So I don't think so. We need to even find a solution to the problem. We need to find the solution to this problem of actually anarchy in the people's mind and how the things are going on in the whole society, why kids are not respecting their elders. Solve a difficulty, like it means find a solution to the problem means solve a difficulty or find a resolution for the difficulty. Engineers are working to find a solution to the problem. Engineers are working to find a solution to the problem. Repeat again. Engineers are working to find a solution to the given problem. Okay, the next one. You need to change, we need to change our ways. Change our ways means change our behavior, our habits, change our ways. Change our ways. How can we use change our ways? Can you please mention, can you make a statement with that? Okay, change our ways. I must tell you, these collocations will work wonder once you will try to write them down. Because in my childhood, in my young time, I used to write things. I don't know like why it worked for me. I don't know it would work for everybody, but I think that works really wonder. Change our ways of thinking about the issue. We need to have a subject also in the beginning. You're making imperatives to change our ways of making thinking about the issue. Change our ways. But that even in the imperative case, you should say it to the other, like change your ways of thinking about issue. When we say it like that, change your ways of thinking about that issue. It should be used like that for imperative case. If we are telling it to ourselves, why would we say it, change our ways? We need to say that we need to change our ways to think about this issue in little more, I would say that rhetoric manner or in a deliberate psychological depth. Deliberate psychological depth. Wow, what a kind of collocations got created. Change our ways means change our behavior. So that means to combat the climate change, we must change our ways. If we really want to see that the climate is actually, it's a very big concern, let me tell you. We do make sentences, we do teach English, we do talk about it a lot, but I must tell you that climate change is the major cause of the death of human beings. I'm telling you, climate change, which is our own problem, we have created that. We are trying to actually um, go to moon, we want to go to the Mars, we want to go to here and there, but we are not trying to save the place which actually was designated to us by the God. And many people would actually disagree with me, then they would say that, yeah, there are some like sources who are saying that we have to go from this planet to other because this planet is going to get destroyed within some years. I think they are fool. We are in the right place, and God has given this earth to us, and we need to save it. We need to save it. We need to have some values to save it. That's what it is required. And those values can be given even with the AI. Ask even ChatGPT, ask that ChatGPT that are we really doing fine with the nature? Even the ChatGPT is going to, tell you that how much of the pollution, how much of the concern that we are creating for ourselves. Anyways, we need to change our ways, guys. We need to change our ways. Long-term solutions. And we don't have any long-term solution for there is Menche, there is a certain place in Delhi. Delhi is the capital of India. There is a certain mountain, a big mountain is there. Um, But you know how that mountain has been made? In the way the breadies are made here. So garbage. It's made of garbage. Big mountain is created. And now even the trees are grown on that. So we don't have any long-term solution over there for actually taking garbage out somewhere else. Somewhere else. The lasting fixes. We don't have the lasting fixes for that. The long-term solutions is the lasting fixes or the fixes which will last longer. So we don't have those. The governments need long-term solutions for traffic congestion. If the population is getting increased to a certain rate, then how can we control the traffic congestion? First of all, there has to be some kind of norms and conditions for that one. That there are no long-term solutions for these problems. Even our system had been applied, but though that didn't work that well, I tell you. Long-term solution done. Now, last but not the least, we are going to do it today that up to this much. Changing weather's pattern or changing weather patterns. Changing weather patterns. Changing weather pattern. Changing weather patterns. The variation in the climate over time. We have seen the changing weather patterns before corona, sorry, after corona. Um, During that period of time, nobody went out. And once that was done, the people, you know, yeah, a person who is elected for 4 to 5 years won't think about a long-term solution. Let me make a funny one. Death is the only long solution. Yeah, is it right? How would you like it? The death is the only long-term solution for the corrupt politicians. Don't take me wrong. Don't consider that I'm always talking bad about the politicians. There are many good people also, but actually it is like that. What to say? Now changing weather pattern, variation in the climate over time. Variation in the climate over time. When we say variation in the climate over time, can we use it in a funny way, like changing weather patterns? Girls change like changing weather pattern as depicted in movies. As depicted in movies. I'm telling you, I'm not against anything. I'm not saying anything against the girls. So girls change like changing weather patterns mm, as depicted in movies. Many movies used to say something like that. But I think it should be that kind of mentality should be discouraged. Even the people who have the ideas like that. Farmers are worried about changing weather patterns of affected crops. Menche did not like the statement, I guess. Okay, let's delete. Okay. Message retract. We can make another statement. Farmers are worried about changing weather patterns affecting crops. No, I just did it on no purpose. I don't know why I'm typing it down when I'm speaking along. See, on no purpose. On no purpose is also one of the collocation that we can use. So that was the last one for today, and we are going to continue our collocations. We are 25 minutes less today. 25 minutes. I don't want to go that long because I have to, you know, drink something now before sleeping. And I don't know like how people play games on YouTube. I'm not that much into that one, but I would definitely prefer someday that playing chess can be. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Manchai. Thank you. Thank you, all those other five people also who are watching me right now on my live session to decrease all of a sudden. And I would prefer that you may please be continuous on my live sessions and subscribe, like, and share my channel to your friends and Alice. Have a good one. Take care. Bye bye. Little tired today. Bye bye.